sales index figure today for the month of February, and for the first time in 2 months now, the index is heading up.
I'm very pleased with the figures because after last November, we have seen pending contracts come down a bit, but now it is coming back up, and this could be the early stage of the second surge before this new tax credit ends in April. So people are beginning to come into the market. Anecdotally, we are hearing that March activity is also very strong.
Is an 8% increase, is that considered a pretty strong increase?
For this, not necessarily month to month, but from 1 year ago, it's a 17% increase. Last time we saw that strong 30-40% increase compared to comparable month in the 1 year ago. And we may see that as similar because as the momentum appears to be developing to get that second surge because it is needed, we need to bring the inventory down. And as inventory goes down, then we will have that definitive price stabilization. Prices are near zero, meaning that it's neither increasing nor decreasing in many markets, but we need that definitive stabilization, and only way to have that is to get this second surge.
In a normal housing year, would we be seeing an increase now because we'd be in the midst of the spring selling season?
This data reflects seasonal adjustment factors, so we know that always that as we move from winter months to spring months, sales pick up. So we account for that. So is it increasing much stronger than normal increases, or is it a little weaker increases? And the latest data is saying it's more stronger than normal seasonal bounce that we see going from winter to spring. And this is a very good sign. The only region with a month-to-month decline was in the West region, but that was not due to the lack of demand. What we are hearing is just that due to lack of inventory. Many people want to buy homes, particularly on the lower priced homes, but there's just lack of inventory, and hence people want to buy, but they are having difficult time finding the right home.
At the end of March, the Federal Reserve ceased its program for purchasing mortgage-backed securities. It had purchased $1.25 trillion worth of the securities, and it had said that at the end of March, it would terminate that program. So it's done that. Now, are we seeing any signs of interest rates heading up?
So we are in April, so that program no longer exists. And right now, the mortgage rates are about 5.1%, which is a very little change. I mean, virtually no change from what it had been in March. So the ending of the Federal Reserve program is not having any impact on consumer mortgage rates. And what is happening right now is that during the financial crisis about 18 months ago, there were no buyers for mortgages. So Federal Reserve stepped in and purchased mortgages in order to keep the 30-year rate low. Now the financial market has stabilized, banks are making profit, their capital situation is improving, and the financial market is much more comfortable buying mortgages today. So just as the Federal Reserve is stepping out, the private market is stepping in, and hence the mortgage rate is really not changing at all. Now I would caution that towards the year end, the mortgage rate will be notably higher, maybe 50 basis point higher, but that would be unrelated to the Federal Reserve. We cannot blame the Federal Reserve. I think it would be just due to the fact that we have very high budget deficit. The economy is growing. When the economy grows, generally interest rate begins to rise. So it will be the macroeconomic forces that push up the mortgage rates.